Okay, to remove the shifter, the DC5 shifter assembly and the cables, we're gonna have to take this off, remove this trim piecing off, and the trim piecing is gonna stay off because I don't want it in the car. Circuit car life, so no any unnecessary interior pieces and plastics out. So we're gonna pull this off. It's very simple. You just pull from inside here and lift up. That's gonna come off. And there's a screw at the back, one on each side. Screw, Allen key, or clip, not sure. And then we're gonna pull this out. Once we pull this out, we'll get access to inside as well, where the cable goes through. So, yep. So I've just taken this off. Use a flathead. You can use trim removal tool if you want. I use flathead because it's not getting back in. 2 screws here. I believe there's some screws hidden somewhere here, and there's a screw on the back end, one here this side, and yeah, one on this side. So I'm gonna do that off camera. Pretty nasty, not gonna lie, but that is that's off. That's the old shifter assembly. The cable's not connected to anything. Yeah, very different, eh? So I'm gonna take these cables off and probably pull through to see if we can grab the cables from the other side and move this sponge thing out of the way too. SpongeBob. So I'm gonna get the cables disconnected. Maybe I won't, because this whole assembly is coming out and hopefully I can just pull it with the assembly. But I will need to reuse this, so I will have to take the cables out anyway. But yeah, we're gonna unbolt this just to get that straight out and put the new assembly on. Maybe clean up before, but yeah. Alright, let's see. So I've just moved SpongeBob out of the way, and you can actually see through to down below, so that's cool. Alright, OEM DC5 shifter, OEM DC5 shifter cables, assembly cables, Hybrid Racing CL9 short shifter, Hybrid Racing CL9 Accord TSX shifter cables. Upgraded shifter cables, way better than these ones, which is the OEM ones, which are pretty crap. And I broke that when pulling it out anyway. Broke that. Oh, what's wrong with this focus, man? Anyway, yeah, broke that when I was pulling it out. Anyway, this very long, very short. Again, I will always reiterate this. The reason why we get CL9 is because we're using a CL9 transmission, 6-speed LSD. So the hardware surrounding the transmission needs to be fitment for CL9, otherwise it won't fit. Now, I don't think these holes will line up, but we'll see which ones line up anyway and just put it in like the back two or the front two. So it doesn't look like they'll line up, even from just looking at the difference. But yeah, just as a comparison, this is the Hybrid Racing one. Very brand new, of course. Haven't used it at all. And the OEM DC5 one, which is very disgusting and old. But yeah, that will go in the bin. And that's the Hybrid Racing one. Probably transfer these brackets over too, just to see how they're mounted. Maybe or maybe not, if we need to or not. I don't remember if we did for the CL9, because for the CL9, we changed the cables as well for the CL9 because the OEM ones were ripped. So I bought the same cables. I don't think we used the brackets again for the CL9, but we'll see if we need to use. Otherwise, if we don't need to use, then I won't use it. It's very simple. I'm just gonna push the cables through the center console there, the gap there, and the hole there. Just gonna push these through, then pull from the bottom, and then connect it up on the transmission side and on the shifter side here. So for now, with the assembly in, only one side or the other will align. So I've got the right side aligned, the holes aligned here, but the left side's off. And if I move the left side across, then obviously the right side is out. So lengthwise it's okay, distance wise this distance is okay, but it is off, so probably will need some sort of mounting or bracket to fix that up. I don't want to drill new holes. I'd rather put a bracket on top with new holes and then bolt it in properly, but we'll see if that is possible because it is very close to the original hole, so we might actually have to drill in, but we'll see how we go later on. That is a problem for fab, and I'm not a fab guy. Also, you'll notice that the cables are different than the DC5 ones, so that's because these are for Accord, and the Accord one's a different system altogether. They work completely different to the DC5 one, but nonetheless the cables will fit up and short shifters in. So I use the Ferrari here and the cables as a reference, because exactly how it is there is exactly how it should be in there. Same motor, same box, that just says LSD. So same shifter cables, same short shifter too. So if we come onto this side, so this bracket, there's a bracket that goes here, bolts down into the box, that holds these two secure and together onto the box. So at the moment when I go in the car and shift, so everything's connected up here and gone down through and inside to the shifter assembly. When I shift, it will hit here. So for example, if I shift from here, you can see it's hitting a lot of things. There's a lot of friction and vibration because it's hitting everything here pretty much. So there's a bracket that will basically lift it up and keep it straight. Lift this up, keep it straight, so then there's nothing interfering at all with the transmission. But that's lined up there. Let's go into the car. And that is, let me get my light. Okay. And that is the shifter assembly. Two sides bolted in here. As you can see, if I bolted it to the other two sides, the mounts are already kind of, the right shifter cable is already kind of hitting the wall there, so any further right would shift the cables even more to the other side. Now it's not securely mounted yet, and it is a bit towards the, away from the driver. No, actually it's more towards the driver. So if I had put it on that side, it would have actually shifted it left. But yeah, that's okay. The reason I didn't put it in this right side here is because we've got this wiring harness, which I'm not sure what it's for. We've got the cable running through on top of the bolt, so it would have been pretty hard to get that bolt in without the cable. So the easiest way was to put the cables in first, then bolt it down, then hammer these in. Otherwise those clips are pretty hard to do when it's assembled right here. So I put the shifter cables in first into the assembly, then bolted the assembly down, then smashed these in. Very hard. This one was very hard because it's a new one. The old one was because it's already kind of bent or open. This was easier, but this was pretty hard, so I just used a bunch of random metal tools. You got to use metal, otherwise it won't go into metal to metal contact. Will smash this in. As you can see, I use a lot of things. But yes, so going forward, what we now need to do is get a bracket that will mount this perfectly in center, so the shifter cables are not frayed going, because right now it's going from here, bending this way, then going down and left and up. So we need to make sure it's not frayed from this end and the other side where we're going to put the mount. And in between there's a bracket as well, which is just an OEM bracket, which I'm not sure if it matches the DC5 one, but we'll see if I use that clip. There's a clip slash bracket, so it's a clip that clips these two cables together, maybe halfway through, and then that bracket or clip has a bracket on it that will go to the exhaust shield. So I've got to see if that will work on these cables, because these are thicker cables. And at the moment I'm going to leave it open because the rubber grommet obviously won't fit. These cables are thicker, way thicker than the OEM ones. I didn't want to cut it as well, so I just left it as it is. So I'll just give you a quick demo. Should be in neutral at the moment, I believe. Yep. As you can see, so it's a bit flimsy because the two sides are not in. So first-ish, second, third, fourth, fifth. Like I said, there's some vibration because it's hitting a lot of stuff up there. Sixth, and I think reverse will be a bit too hard. Yeah, reverse is a bit too hard because it won't go. Yep. But yeah, definitely that's third in there. Fourth is in there. You can probably hear the box. Wait, go into gear. Nope. Yep, it's in gear. That's in gear. That's in gear. That's in gear. That's in gear. Again, yeah, very short. I haven't decided what shift knob to get. I'll give you a quick demo of what's in the Accord. So that's that. So the Accord one, I mean the Ferrari one, exact same setup. In the Ferrari, same assembly, but I think this is just a V1. The one in the DC5 is a V2 assembly, but essentially the same thing, works exact same way. And of course a hybrid racing shifter cable also. Yeah, very easy. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then reverse is all the way down, reverse. So reverse has a different sound. That's sixth, so this is third, fourth. Reverse will have that clicky, you'll hear that click. So that's the reverse. A lot of manuals have that same click. Anyway, for this car as well, I know it's reverse because I know it goes into gear, has that click, and a reverse camera comes on, so that's fine. But yeah, essentially same thing. You can see the throw is exactly the same as in the other car. I'm trying to put it side by side. But yeah, I love this thing. It's so fun to drive. Daily driving, short shifter, and it's short shifter. It's so efficient as well, so I love it. Okay, so that's the short shifter kind of installed. So I was gonna put the brackets on. The clip, there's a clip that holds the two together, but I'm gonna leave it open for now because I will need some leeway to put these brackets in. So I want to give myself leeway first before I bolt everything else down. So I'm gonna leave it as it is and then bolt everything down. I'll bolt these in first because these are priority, because this will give some strain on the shifter assembly side. So at least I want to get these in 100% secure. Then I can go in the middle and bolt the clip together to clip the cables together, and then the bracket will go into the exhaust shield because everything's open at the bottom now. Okay, that's that.